All right, guys, welcome to a very special episode of the Left Side View with Rahul and Amitabh. This is the review episode of the midweek matches. So, Amitabh,
Hey Rahul. Hello everyone and welcome to our brand new episode. So let's get started. On Tuesday we had Brighton against Chelsea in the Premier League. Um, I think the match was a 1-1 draw and there were so many talking points outside of the match. To start with, the sort of altercation between Ziyech and Lukaku, whether in terms of whether the ball should be passed to Lukaku or not. Then there was a no celebration by Ziyech after scoring his goal. After the match, Tuchel said that his team is tired, he's giving the team 2 days off and stuff like that. And in the press conference prior to this match and after this match, for the first time, I saw Tuchel, showing signs of cracking under pressure. And after this match, especially how our team performed, I have to be honest, for the first time, I was scared. Not scared for Tuchel's job right now, but scared that the kind of performances that we have been putting in for the past 2 months now, I think it can actually derail our season. I mean, I know we are still in the Champions League, but that competition is on a break, and we're in the final of the EFL Cup. But finishing top four in your domestic league is an absolute priority. And the lack of understanding, the lack of cohesion, and the way the whole team looks so disjointed. I believe that Tuchel has a challenge on his hands now to try and turn around the results. Yes, there have been extenuating circumstances that have gone against us, but at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter because results are what all these top clubs want to achieve, what they desire, and if we cannot get the results, we already know our history and how trigger happy our the authorities at our club are. So yeah, now I think I have started to panic. Rahul?
well, yes, just 1 win in 7 matches in the Premier League. I mean, yeah, it's like we don't really know the formation we're going to play. Are we going to play with a back four? Are we going to play with a back three? On top of that, I think this match actually kind of got lost in the middle. Like we were playing against City, so much focus was on the City match, and now we're going to play Tottenham. So the focus is on the Tottenham match. But maybe we didn't really pay as much attention as we needed to this match. I mean, obviously, like we drew against Brighton just 3 weeks ago at home. You know, a 1-1 draw, a late equalizer from Danny Welbeck, and now we thought that maybe it's not going to be the same. We're going to grind a result, but then no, Brighton are an exciting team this season. And again, what I was fearing, someone like Tariq Lamptey giving nightmare to Marcus Alonso, which is what happened. Marcus Alonso actually got a yellow as well, and then again, I was like, I just hope he doesn't really get a second yellow. In a way, it was a game of two halves. Yes, first goal scored by Ziyech in the first half. In a way, an error from the goalkeeper. But then again, like Amitabh mentioned, no celebration from Ziyech. Another like no Jorginho starting. And in the second half, then again, I mean, my question is that where has the creativity, where has the spark gone? Like I understand that Brighton scored an equalizer, but then I don't know, was he too late in making the changes? Like Tuchel made the changes in 78th minute. He was even asked this question in the press conference, but he said that no, he didn't think he was late. Uh, I'm not sure. Like I'm not really sure what has happened to our bench. Like no, whoever comes on, they just don't. I don't know, man. Like yeah, I don't want to talk too much about this game. Yeah.
And I also have an observation that our front men, the likes of Mount and Odoi and Pulisic and Havertz and Ziyech, and of course Lukaku. But I mean, I want to say this in favor of Lukaku. I don't think the ball is being passed to him as often as it should be. Somehow, either these people are taking a shot on their own, or they are looking for an alternative to Lukaku. He has made quite a lot of good runs, but the ball has not been passed to him. So I don't know where again. The spirit is, I don't know what kind of understanding the team has. The argument between Ziyech and Lukaku, I think that was okay. I mean, it was nothing over the top. That is absolutely acceptable. But um, I really think we need a critical signing right now, something that can uplift us. I know it will be difficult for one person to do that because the mood is so somber at our club. But we need, again, the word you used right now, Rahul, spark. There's absolutely no spark in this team. We're just going through the motions, and we are sort of sitting back and waiting to see what will happen rather than waiting things happen. And it is a very dangerous approach, especially at this in this league. Um, yeah, looking forward to the Spurs match right now, but not with a lot of optimism, frankly. Anything else you'd like to say about this match?
No. Move on.
Yeah, okay. On Wednesday, we had Leicester against Spurs. So Spurs actually dominated Leicester in the first 20-25 minutes, but it was actually Leicester who took the lead through Daka. Kane equalized in the 38th minute. Yeah, good role. Ran in front of three defenders and then cut the ball to his left, and then ball here entered the goal through the post. Then actually, again, Spurs were the dominant team in this match, but again, against the run of play, Madison scored in the 76th minute, and it looked all okay for Leicester. They just had to hold out for 14 plus extra time minutes. But then enter Steven Bergwijn, and lo and behold, two goals in the 95th and the 97th minute. I think that these two goals has saved his career in Spurs. I don't see, because he was on the top of not the priority list of any other club, but a player that Spurs were trying to move on through a loan or an outright sale deal. But with his contribution now, I think he'll stay at least till the summer. Absolutely massive 3 points, and against Spurs with so many matches in hand, maybe 1 or 2 games now per week, because they're out of every other competition. So Conte has this knack in the leagues, and he sets up his team well. The general public do say that he is a defensive coach. I don't see it that way. He's a very attack-minded coach. He wants to score goal, but yes, his priority is a solid defense, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Good game for Spurs again. Leicester's, buckling under pressure has been far too common for the past 2-3 years under Rodgers. And maybe I'm jumping the gun, but maybe Rodgers has taken this team as far as he could. Yeah, again, they were back after such a long time, not played for almost 20 days. So maybe that match fitness did come into play in the last 15 minutes. So again, all these factors did play a part, but yes, an enthralling match, exciting match with Spurs coming out on top 2-3. Rahul?
Yeah, a very nice match to watch for neutrals. Having said that, like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, Steven Bergwijn came on and then scored 2 late goals. Just the spark that a team like Tottenham needed, which is what we probably expect, from Werner or Howard when they come off, when they come on. But again, that's not. It's just a mini comparison. But yes, actually, Bergwijn is very strongly being linked with Ajax at this moment. But then no one or Ajax are not willing to match the valuation that Spurs have placed on him. Having said that, maybe you're right. Maybe he could stay because from what I've read now is that it's actually Ndombele who is on his way out to PSG. So if that happens, then maybe they will not sell Bergwijn. But yeah, I think a great result for Tottenham, and yeah, like you said, that they are actually still within the shout of finishing in the top four, because they do have, I think they still have 2-3 games in hand. So if they win all their matches, then yes, it could be very difficult for Chelsea actually to finish in the top four.
Yeah, they have 4 games in hand when it comes to us.
Yeah, so they've got 4 games in hand. One of those is actually against Chelsea.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think a great game, and yeah, I kind of agree with what you said about Rogers as well. I've never been like his biggest fan. So yes, I mean this is a much better Leicester side. Like the players are so good than what they do. I think a proper coach can get a better tuning out of these players. But let's see. I'm not really sure if he's gonna leave. So yeah, let's not talk about it if it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was just an opinion.
Yeah.
Moving on, Brentford against Manchester United. A crucial win for Manchester United, 3-1. Brentford again, just like Tottenham, they actually massacred United, to put it mildly, in the first 30 minutes. And how they were not at least a couple of goals up is, maybe it was just written in the stars. Dedia actually made a couple of fantastic saves, as usual with his legs. Somehow he has that, um, I mean, technique to stop balls going in through his legs. And in the second half, yes, it was a better performance by Manchester United. Ilanga, ball was looped over the defender. He controlled the ball well. He started the scoring, followed by Greenwood. Bruno Fernandes, he actually made a great run and then passed the ball for a tap in for Greenwood, and finally Rashford scored. Mm, Tony replied for Brentford, but by that time it was too little, too late. Now, two things from this match that came about. First, of course, Ronaldo's reaction on being substituted. Ranić had to go and pacify him. Just maybe tell him that yeah, we need you. We have important matches and stuff like that. But somehow his reaction was a little over the top, in my opinion, because see, everybody knows that in that club, Ronaldo is like the biggest thing. And sometimes you don't agree with your coach, but you have to, I mean, you can show your displeasure in private, but you know that these things will be picked up by others, and somehow a story will be made out of it. So it is better that if you don't do it. I mean, from what we have heard, he has already put his conditions to the club that if they are not in the Champions League next season, he'll be out and stuff like that. So when you know that you're going to, at the end of the day, take decisions that is going to favor you, why throw someone under the bus? I mean, it put Radnick in a very helpless situation, quite frankly. Somehow the star players treating coaches like this is, I mean, I don't like it, frankly. And the second thing was Thomas Frank, the coach of Brentford. In his post-match interview, he actually said that Manchester United were lucky and we bombarded them with so many attacking chances and stuff like that. I think that if you don't score a goal, all these attacks, and it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And yeah, I know what he said was good for the morale of his own team, because at the end of the day they lost. But yeah, interesting to hear from him after the match. Rahul?
Well, yes, I kind of predicted that if Ronaldo will play, then even though he didn't really do anything, but yeah, I had a feeling that if he plays, then maybe just his mere presence will give the whole squad a lift against a team like Brentford. Um, Anthony Langa's first goal for the club, and all the players that scored are all academy players: Rashford, Greenwood, and Elanga. What a moment for Manchester United. Um, Having said that, I think this just keeps happening with Brighton, I guess. I know that they got a result on the first day of the season against Arsenal, but then that's been mostly like and a draw against Liverpool in a way. But yeah, most of the times in these games they have had lost, but this time actually the margin was a little higher. Um, and I think yeah, they just need to be consistent in a way. Like that's the problem with Manchester United. I think Bruno Fernandes has had a resurgence, a mini revival in a way, in the last 2 3 games. So let's see if he can continue with this. Maybe finally he is starting to find a little bit of balance. Maybe yeah, Ragnick has taken uh, into consideration what's best for the team and not best for individual players, which is why someone like Anthony Langa is starting. So let's see if they can continue this. Other than that, I think yeah, very cool thing that I read is that Brentford, Thomas Frank, a Danish manager, so many Danish players at the club, they're actually very strongly being linked with another Danish player this time. And this time that player is Christian Eriksen. Let's see if Christian Eriksen is going to play for Brentford under Thomas Frank. But yeah, we can probably move on from this match.
Yeah. I think that's it from the Premier League. Let's talk about one match in La Liga, Valencia in Sevilla. It was the match in hand for Sevilla, and it was a great chance for them to go 2 points close. 2 points off the top of the table with Madrid. Unfortunately, they blew it. Mm, this was like a match where Valencia, the way the team is set up, they like a hard-fought match with tackles and stuff like that. And Sevilla, rather than playing their own game and trying to score, they actually went toe to toe with Valencia in what they know and what they do well. So there were a lot of tackles. I wouldn't say malicious, but yes, it was a very physical game. And again, that was home base for Valencia. And actually, Valencia scored 2 goals, but one of them was an own goal. So the match ended in a 1-1 draw. Um, the repercussion, the biggest winner from this match, I think, is Madrid. Now they have a 4-point lead, and now this is sort of a disturbance that they don't want right now. They just want to play games and try and widen the gap as much as possible, because once the Champions League kicks in, they want this domestic title to be almost done and dusted. So yeah, great result for Real Madrid. Your views on the match, Rahul?
Well, yeah, like we predicted that this match was going to be a draw. That I mean, if Sevilla actually wanted to win the league, show any ambitions of winning the league, I guess this was the match. This was the game in hand that we were all talking about. They were 5 points behind Real Madrid with a game in hand, but they could only manage a draw, and now they're 4 points behind. Had they uh, won this match, it would have just been a gap of 2 points, and they would have put pressure on Real Madrid, especially if they do, I think, have to play Real Madrid once in the league. So this would have put real pressure on Real Madrid. Like you said, yes, the biggest one are Real Madrid. On top of that, yeah, it's again they choked when it really mattered. Another thing to talk about is that Julian Lopetegui was not in the dugout. I think he had a COVID scare, so that again maybe played a part in it. About the match, yes, it was a very even match. Like you said, Valencia's manager Jose Bordalas, he emphasizes on making tackles and yellow cards, like tactical fouls. He's someone who's a champ in that. So yes, they followed his philosophy to the core, and yeah, in this match they got away with it. So yes, a one-all draw. Jose Gaya was sent off for second yellow, so yeah, he's probably going to be suspended now. But yeah, nothing much to talk about.
Okay, moving on to the EFL Cup semi-final last night. Arsenal squared off against Liverpool. Um, yeah, I predicted Arsenal to go through. Unfortunately, they did not. I think in these week matches, the common theme was the team who was dominating did not score somehow. So again, I won't say Arsenal annihilated Liverpool in the initial again 20-30 minutes, but yes, they had more possession and they did create chances, but somehow again that final touch, that final shot on target, the goalkeeper Keller did not have a lot of saves to make, but yes, um, Belletti, no, not Belletti, Bellerin, no, the Brazilian guy, the winger.
Arsenal's winger Martinelli.
Yeah, Martinelli. Sorry. Yeah, Martinelli. He had a field day against Trent Alexander-Arnold, and yeah, somehow they were on the ascendancy, but they could not really make it count. And Jota scored the first goal for Liverpool, twisting and turning between defenders. It was actually a scrubbed shot that found its way into the goal. Um, Again, the same story followed even after the goal, and finally in the second half, Jota doubled the scoring for Liverpool. Thomas Partey was shown 2 yellows and then a subsequent red. I think it was his substitute appearance after the African Cup of Nations, so not a hero's welcome there. So now we are off to Wembley, Liverpool against Chelsea. Your views on the match, Rahul?
Well, yeah. So first of all, another match, another red card for Arsenal. In the first leg, it was Xhaka who was sent off, and now it was Thomas Partey who was sent off. At least Xhaka started the match, but Thomas Partey came on as a substitute and still was sent off. Um, Diego Jota loves scoring against Arsenal, 7 career goals against Arsenal. So yeah, I mean, I kind of had a feeling that they gave it their all in the first leg, but in the second leg, I think things is things went or things returned to normalcy. Um, but again, the main question or the thing that we haven't even talked about yet is how were Arsenal able to field 11 players? I mean,
Yeah, I think in this fixture, karma has played its part with Liverpool doing some shady things, and they could not win at home, and then Arsenal reciprocating and finally being dumped out. So, I mean, a lot of your players, I mean, so many of your players have COVID injuries and AFCON that you cannot field a team on Sunday, and then on Thursday, everybody who could be and should be available was there. So, I mean, again, if they have some magic medicines, they should give it to the rest of the world, man. I mean, all of us are struggling. These football clubs, I mean, yeah, they have found loopholes, and I won't say they have flouted the rules, but yeah, they have uh, found the loopholes and then taken advantage of them. The second thing I want to talk about is, I mean, this was Diego Jota's moment. Since he has come to this club, he has like drawn into the team seamlessly, doing his part, scoring a lot of goals. But yeah, this was not a game. I mean, the biggest of all occasions. But yeah, right now the spotlight is squarely on him in the absence of all those star strikers. So good for him. He has been playing well for a couple of years now. From Wolves, he came to this team, and he has definitely overtaken Firmino. And yeah, good on him, man. He has been playing really well. Anything else you'd like to add on?
well, yeah, it's gonna be Liverpool versus Chelsea in the final now. Kind of scared, but yeah, 27th February. I don't know.
I think we have an unfinished business with them, with the way our matches have gone. So yeah, looking forward to the match. And my prediction, against all odds, we will win.
Yep, let's hope. Let's hope so.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, we come to the end of this podcast, guys. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you in another episode. Bye bye.
All right.